The first story, patient number 616. This is something you guys want to believe actually happened, but it did. I went deep looking for the creepiest real hospital horror stories, and I found this one from a nurse who still refuses to talk about that night again. It was a slow night shift in the psych ward of a hospital somewhere in Indiana. The kind of shift where the coffee tastes like regrets and the clock barely moves. But then, the buzzer rang. Room 616. It was empty. Hadn't it been assigned to a patient for over a year since the fire incident that happened there? Staff never touched it. The nurse assumed it was a system glitch, so she silenced the buzzer until it rang again, louder. She walked down the dim hallway, and let me tell you, the psych ward at night is a whole different world. Lights flicker like something out of a horror movie, and every sound feels 10 times louder. As she got close to 616, the buzzer stopped on its own. What she saw when she opened the door made her freeze. There was a man sitting on the bed, pale as death, hospital gown soaked in what looked like blood, just staring at her. She backed out and slammed the door, sprinted to the security station. But when they got back, the room was empty, sheets clean. No sign anyone had ever been there. Next day, she found out the same room once held a man who set himself on fire in that bed. They say he presses the buzzer at night, waiting for a nurse who never came in time. The second story, the night call. So this next story actually came from a med student doing overnight rotation in the ER, and it still gives me chills. Around 3:33 a.m. She remembered the time exactly because she'd just looked at her watch. The intercom system in the trauma room crackled to life with a faint voice whispering, "Code Blue, Room 3." But no one had called it. No code was active. She checked the trauma room. Empty. Weird, right? But here's where it gets way worse. That room, Room 3, had been shut down 2 weeks ago. A patient died on the operating table. But he wasn't just any patient, he was a known criminal, shot during a standoff, and rumor had it, he swore revenge with his last breath. And ever since, every so often, people reported hearing his voice calling for help or revenge through the intercom. Just whispers. Always at 3:33 a.m. The student? She noped out, requested a daytime shift for the rest of her rotation. Can't blame her. The third story, the last passage. This last one's probably the most terrifying, not because of ghosts, but because it might have been real. A janitor working the night shift in a hospital in Texas claimed he kept hearing footsteps in the lower hallway near the morgue. Now, this hallway wasn't in use anymore. Old wing, no patients or staff had business being there, but every single night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., the same footsteps, same pacing, always ending at the double doors of the morgue. Then, silence. One night, he decided to follow them. He took a flashlight, walked down the corridor, footsteps echoing like someone was walking with him, not ahead. When he reached the double doors, they were slightly open. Inside, he found one of the storage units pulled out, and empty. As he stood frozen in place, a cold breath brushed the back of his neck. He turned around fast, but no one was there. He quit the next morning. Later, other staff said that hallway had been closed off ever since a body went missing from the morgue 3 years ago. To this day, no one knows how it vanished, or if it ever left.